a lot of people that have joined our communities recently, some of them have that goal where they're like, I want to be done by noon. And the cool
Yes.
thing is in our business, you can make a lot of money and be done by noon. All
Yes.
right. You're charging good money for 30-minute productive strength workouts. And yeah, you make a good point. I hadn't thought of that some people maybe just scale down sessions and maybe that gives this career more longevity for those of us who aren't superhuman and want to do 120 appointments a week.
Let me tell you about a problem with that. And that a post that I saw literally a half hour before we started our podcast today. So you set a limit like that of, well, I want to be done by noon. Okay. And all of a sudden your reputation gets around. Well, he doesn't work past noon, so don't bother calling him.
But can it also be a good thing? More exclusive? No?
Can be.
I mean, in
But
the
when
long
you
term,
start,
if when you get a certain reputation, you're saying like in the beginning, right? Where it's, you probably want more availability.
yeah, you almost have to keep it a secret. Like, you do have to keep it a secret. I mean, sometimes I adjusted my hours depending on where my son was. When he was 5 years old, I had to alter my hours a little bit where I was working very, very early and very, very late. And I wanted to spend the afternoons with him. But I didn't tell the clients that. Well, I'm booked at that time, but let me give you a solution. How about coming in at this time? And
Got it.
we can negotiate for it. The post I saw this morning was it was like almost like a tribute to himself, where the trainer said, "Hey, listen, everybody, I'm really, really sorry, but I'm booked solid and I can't take on any more clients." It was a long post of reiterating how he can't take on any more. Period. I like long walks on the weekend, and I like my hobbies, and I like this, and my schedule is full.
Mhm.
Well, that message is going to get around, and the referrals are going to dry up, and people don't stay forever. So when business starts to drop off at some point, and it will, going back and changing your story to, well, I've got some openings. Yeah, but you said no to me for all that, for the last 2 years. So I found somebody else. It's a tough message. You got to be careful with it. So when people tell me, I only want to work 1 day a week and I want a full schedule, and that's an extreme example, of course. That's not a good, successful business, and it's going to bite you in the backside at some point. You got to be available. It's customer service. Got to be available to the
Right.
client, right? So
That
I
point.
never said, when my schedule filled up, I raised my rates, which made business better, and I made more money. So something to consider.
Worth just using this as a moment to say, I mentioned it about communities. I just want to let people know if they're like, what communities? Well, you can join free community to help you start and grow your strength training business, school.com/HIB. You get access to myself, Pete, courses, community, people that are experts in strength training business. So that's school.com/HIB, not HIV, HIB. That sometimes happens.
With your,
Pete,
with your,
back to you.
with your accent. Yes. Okay.